Hello. You're welcome to the channel. Today I'm really excited. You know why? So you see this tiny book. I was literally forced to buy the book and literally forced to read it. Guess the title. Like, I had to make a video about this book. Let's look at the title together. Think twice before you marry him. Marking scheme for choosing a husband. There's also think twice before you marry her, but since I'm a lady, of course I had to buy this. The author is Christopher Akaligang, and it's such an interesting book. You can read it in less than 30 minutes, but so much is shared in the book. The author shares about 46 things you should think twice about him before you say I do. And I'm going to share about 10 with you. Maybe later there will be a part 2. I can't tell yet, but please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's go straight into this book. I'm excited. So before I introduce to you the marking scheme in choosing a life partner, the author introduces the book with 5 things or 5 major decisions you will make in life that will shape your life greatly. And he says 1 is the God you believe in, 2 is the spouse you marry, 3 is the friends you keep, 4 is where you live, and 5 is the career you pursue. And he says on a scale of importance, if you want to rank these things, whom you decide to marry or who you decide to marry is the second most important decision you will make in this life after the God you decide to save. And so it's very important in choosing a husband or a wife. And so he says it's a decision you mustn't take lightly, because whom you decide to marry can make or break your life. The person can be the difference between you living in hell and heaven, success and failure, pain and happiness, opportunity and danger, riches and poverty. So now that you know the essence into like the kind of person you decide to choose to be a life partner, let's get into the book to look at the marking scheme. Okay, so you'll be grading yourself and let's see if you'll be promoted or not. I'm just joking, but these points are very essential, so please stick along with me, like this video, and let's get straight into them. Well, a little disclaimer before we get into the video. Please, I'm not an expert into any of these things like relationship, marriage, and those things. I'm just sharing what I've learned from this book and what I learned from other books to you. So, well, now we can get into the video. Number 1, think twice if he sees and treats you as a wordless person. So the author says that, like, start thinking twice about this man or this person, this partner, in both ways. If he sees you as a fool, as a wordless person, as good for nothing, or he keeps saying related words into these, like related words as this, sees you as wordless in the relationship, then you should start thinking twice about the relationship. Since this is a book directed towards women, so he says that some men see women as wordless and they have no respect for women at all. So if as a woman you decide you give your heart to a man like this, then you are donating your heart for disrespect and abuse. And there's this quote that was shared in the book by Reverend Isutanaba that I just want to read it to you. It's such a beautiful one. It says that your love is your gold, your love is your silver, your love is the most expensive thing God gave you. Your love is your heart. Don't give it to fools. I think this quote explains it also. Think twice about the person if he treats you as a wordless person. Number 2, think twice if he has no clear vision for his future. So what are your fiance's dreams? What are his aspirations? What does he want to do with his life? What is his outlook on the future? What is his vision for his life? What are his career goals? And how do you fit into all of these things? Are you going to pursue different dreams or careers? Are you going to work together as career partners? Are you going to work as employees, as self-employed, as business owners? Like, you should start asking his view on these things, because you need to know, for example, like his lack or his dream, his lack, or if he doesn't have knowledge on any of these things, or if he doesn't have dreams on these things, it's going to affect your relationship in one way or the other. And if he has no dreams or he has nothing to think about his future and he's clueless, well, The author says you should think twice about that. Number 3, think twice if he carries a wrong definition of a wife. How your partner defines a wife is how he will treat you when he marries you. So the author says that if he defines a wife as a reproductive tool, then he will treat you as a baby-making machine. If he defines a wife as a domestic worker, then he will treat you as a house help. However, if he defines a wife as Adam first saw Eve and how he reacted, now this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh, then he will treat you as he treats himself. And so he says that you will know all these things by how he addresses you. That is what the author says. Please love me. Our next point is think twice if he's jobless and he isn't making an effort to get one or create one. So he says that without a stable source of income, your marriage may suffocate to death. And so you should think twice about someone who is jobless. It doesn't mean you shouldn't date somebody who is jobless, but is he putting an effort to get a job or to create one? Does he have a stable source of income? Is he trying to improve his life or to make his life better? Think twice about somebody like that. If he doesn't have a job and he thinks there's nothing wrong with it and he's okay sitting down like that without contributing to any financial things in the relationship, then the author says you should think twice about it. Number 5, think twice if he's a lazy man. So the author says that all things, like all some men do, is just to get up and sit in the house and watch TV the whole day, talking about sports or arguing about politics and all those things. And he's not saying those things are bad, but he's saying that find something doing first before you start arguing about other things that are not really necessary. So as a woman, think twice if he's a lazy man. Number 6, think twice if he has to always refer to his mommy or his daddy before he takes decisions. He says it's a sign that he's still a boy and he's yet to be a man. So there's this story the author shares in the book that I want to share with you. So he says that one Valentine's Day, a lady came crying to him, very emotional and very broken, and he asked her, she was 33 years old, she had a job, everything was okay, and he asked her that, like, what's wrong, what's happening? She said it's her fiancé, and that's he can't make decisions on his own. He's a mommy's boy, and so everything concerning the relationship, his mother has hijacked it and she makes the decisions on what goes on in the relationship. And when she complains and talks about it, the guy replies that, get used to it, that's how my mother is like. Well, so he says that you should think twice when whoever you are with cannot make decisions on his own and has to always go running to mommy and daddy. Number 7, think twice if he's intimidated by you. So he shares that most men want to be, dominating in their marriage, and so they want the woman to always be behind. And so if he's intimidated by your success and where your life is going to, he will always sabotage you. He will not always be happy when you keep winning and taking all the accolades. Like, he would want to sabotage you. So you should think twice about a man who is intimidated by your potentials and your purpose and career and where you are going into as a person. Number 8, the author says to think twice if he doesn't respect you. I don't even think I'm supposed to say much concerning this point. Do you want to be treated like trash? I doubt it. So to think twice if he doesn't respect you. Number 9, think twice if he doesn't accept godly correction. So this is related to pride. So there are some people that never receive advice. Nobody can advise them on anything. So he says to think twice if he doesn't accept correction from anybody, from his parents, from his mentors, from his pastors. He's always right. Nobody can say anything about his life. Think twice, because that person never thinks they make mistakes, and even if they make mistakes, nobody is there to correct them. So think twice if he doesn't accept godly correction. Number 9, think twice if he unfairly outsources blame on you whenever things go wrong in the relationship. The author says be worried that anytime something goes wrong, he doesn't take responsibility. He always puts the blame on you He never takes responsibilities for his actions and inactions. It's always somebody else to take the blame, and that is you. So you should think twice about that person. Think twice when you keep hearing it's your fault, you caused it all the time, it's your fault, you caused it. It's like he never at all thinks he's wrong. Think twice about it. Number 10, and this point is very essential. He says to think twice about his religious beliefs and to think twice if the person draws you away from God instead of towards him. There's a verse that says, can two work together unless they agree? Absolutely not so. The religious beliefs, the God you believe in, and the statutes, like, so if you're a Christian, does the person draw you closer to Christ? If not, you should think twice about that relationship. And a bonus point to this video is that think twice if he always threatens to break up with you. Well, the author says you should go where you are valued. He's not making you a favor by being in a relationship with you. So think twice if he keeps threatening you about the relationship. And so the phrase think twice is not necessarily mean you should run and go and break up with him. It's just for you to reconsider and reflect on certain things. Everybody has red flags and green flags, and there are certain red flags that can be ignored and there are others that cannot. So you should be able to know your deal breakers and your deal makers, and you should be able to sit down to think that, okay, these things, are they something that we can work on? Are they something that can be ignored? If not, I mean, you know what you are supposed to do. So basically, this is it. The author shared about 46 of them, and I'm just sharing a few with you. Do you agree with all the points he has said? Let's have a discussion in the comment section. I would really like to hear your views on these, and it might be geared towards women because I'm reading the ladies version of it about men. So there's also another version which I don't have a copy. Sorry about that. Do you need a part 2 of this video? Because there are so many points that are in the video. Let me know in the comment section as well. And now that I've introduced the marking scheme to you, I'm going to link a video I made about the secret to love that lasts. I hope you go there and watch that next video. Thank you so much for watching the video up to this point. My name is Truus. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and please share this video with your friends. Like it as well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.